All right, let's strip it down, make this nice and easy for you. Here in the quick buy, hold, risk, or sell. Someone asked last week, why are you going so fast? Buy, hold, sell's the biggest video. It's because I've already done the big video, mate. But there you go, that was funny. If you need a hooker for round 13, Reed Marnie is the best to buy. Simple as that, okay? He's got the consistency. He's got the best buy schedule. Good stuff. If you want an option that doesn't play 13, but covers round 14 nicely for you, is a good round 15 hooker. If you have a dog's hooker that's out like Reed, but covers everything but round 17 and shouldn't be in Origin, so is a really good purchase. Likely, given he's had a couple of lower weeks there for sure. If you don't have that kind of cash, then I think Aaron Clark's a really good purchase this week. It's a calculated risk just based on last week playing over 50 minutes off the interchange, which you saw here there with a 47 in 52 minutes. That was the first time he got those minutes. Is that a sign to come with Jolliffe being out, then needing someone to step up and play the big minutes in that middle rotation? I think Aaron Clark could get anywhere between 40 to 55 minutes on a weekly basis and do you a good job. Sam Verrills seems risky, but again, that situation with the Titans with so many injuries, he'll likely score well, make a bit of money, but for how many weeks? That's the question. Max King, I think he's the cheapest, best mid to buy this week. You can go down to a Harm Sele or something like that, but are you going to be able to get 45 to 65 out of him? No. Max King can do that at the cheapest price this week and has a really good buy schedule also. Hopgood will be the best scorer that is not 100% locked into Origin. So if you want to take that risk, you can do it. Jack DeBellin, I would select him just under that of Max King, but if you already have King and you're looking for another round 13, 14 mid, then DeBellin will do that job. His minutes, a little bit all over the shop. His role in the team changes week to week, whether it's bench or starter in prop or lock. So there's that. Sorensen with the issues with his knees, right? He's had a couple of in and outs now, which is not good. But at 578, he has the highest probability of being a mid-ranger turned into a keeper. We saw it last year in early 50s average when he got decent minutes in the edge position. Max Plath, I got him at 4th best mid for round 13 and 13 there. And then he obviously covers 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. So really good setup there. And we're just unsure about his minutes on return. He was going to get a lower minute set in that round 10 game before he got concussion. Will that stick similar at about the 45, 50 minute role? Or will that be in the 55 to 60 minute role and be a really tremendous asset? Unsure. Curran, easy one to hold this week at 604k. Got a 51 last week, so that stems that little bit of bleeding that was happening on his score. It's stabilized now, but got up to 620. It's now down to 604, so it's not too bad. Hold on, SETI, don't buy. Joe Tarpany, he crushed it from round 10 last year, so for that whole Origin period, and if you think he can do the same thing again, jump on this week, but he does miss round 14, and he has the pedigree of being a top-tier gun that you can hold for the season. Jacob Laban, there's a bunch of people buying him this week. I think that he'll lose that big minute role come the next few weeks. It just happened on the weekend with Egan going down. A few things got shuffled around in that situation, but yeah, I don't expect it going forward. Elliot Katoa, the best edge that you can buy this week that isn't playing round 13, so he's a keeper for the entire year as well. Ewan Aiken, the best edge / center, well, probably best edge for round, definitely best edge for round 13, and one of the best centers you can buy for round 13 as well. So he's awesome, but he doesn't play round 14. Matamua, I think you just watched this week. Connolly Lemuelu, he's just over 500k. Footy stats have got a bit weird, but he's his situation now, he's been nailed off the bench. Does he end up starting come game day? I'm not sure, but if you want to take a risk, if he gets 80 minutes, he will make money and score well for you for sure. KO Weeks, if you haven't got him yet, get him. Simple as that. Tyron Wishart, bit of a calculated risk if you like. He looks to have this spot now with Munster for the next couple of months. And with a low break even, he seems to score well when he starts in the halves there for the Storm. And they have a fairly solid run also. So Wishart could do a good job for you. Jack Cole, if you didn't get him last week, I think you just hold off on him. Could still do okay, but do you have a lot of trades left? And that would be fine. If not, just avoid. Jack White, and I think you wait until see what happens at 6 this week. Does he get named at 6 in round 14? Because he's been really poor outside of that round 2, his second game effort, where he got 60 odd. He hasn't hit over 34 since then. Dylan Brown, if you need a half, I still think he's the best half to pick, even though he's at 774. But when Moses come back, he'll probably be a 50-point scorer. Until then, he'll be about a 55 or 58 type of scorer from there. Tolu Kola, if you haven't got him yet, I still think this week is sweet. He doesn't play next week, has some tougher matchups, but if he's going to run 250 meters, he'll be good. Blaze Talangi, I think, again, with him, if you need to have a lot more trades in your bank to be able to lock him into your side this week, because it's unlikely for him to keep your spot past the next 2 to 3 weeks. Could happen, but it's a big risk. Garrick, a lot more safer, but more expensive, and has shown that he can score well against anyone, having scored 77 last week against the Broncos there. And yeah, he picked up an 80 odd against the Eels, 68 against Rabbitohs when they were actually playing good. Karapani likely only have the spot for 1 more week, so avoid. Jacob Kiraz, kind of the best dual position guy that plays around 13-14. So there's that. You got Joey Manu, who we'll speak about in a sec, but he misses 14. So Kiraz is really consistent, a good one to have, and is not out of reach of price at the moment. Isaac Tonga, a bit more of a riskier one, but cheaper. Hasn't scored well. Apart from the weekend's 55 in a couple of weeks there, he had 2 of his worst games. Hopefully that was a bit of a turning point game for him to get back to that good form, and he can get close to scoring a try again. Manu, as I said, misses 14, but he's the best guy. He's averaging 54. We'll play fullback next week. It's probably the best captaincy option, so keep that in mind. Dom Young, a terrific stretch of games for the Roosters. Definitely look at him as a good purchase this week at 619k. So yeah, there's that on that front. Really, really good option this week. Even though he's a winger, he's been scoring great. Latrell Mitchell, if you don't think he's going to play Origin, again, not one of those round 13 buys, but a good fella to grab for this week. Should score well. And then against Titans, Broncos, Manly in those following games, if he's not in Origin. Far longer there with 384k, priced at the 27. A really interesting pick. I just don't think he's going to have the spot for long enough. Dylan Edwards, the best wing fullback if he doesn't play Origin. Look at him. Can you wait till next week? I'm not sure. And then Tony Francis, shout out to him, a young speed star. Going to be fun to watch this weekend, but I definitely think you watch and wait until round 14. That was the quick buy, hold, and sell for this week. If you want the longer version, head back to the previous video, and I'll catch you in the next video.